This training is intended for outreach providers. There is a separate training available for volunteers. Thank you for participating in this year's HOPE survey. The goal of the Homeless Outreach Population Estimate, or HOPE survey, is to accurately estimate the number and location of people experiencing unsheltered homelessness, so we can accurately target our outreach services. This training will review what you need to do to prepare for HOPE and what you should expect. HOPE has used the same methodology since 2005. We will use the same approach this year to maintain the integrity of our estimate. HOPE relies on a combination of professional outreach teams and volunteers. Survey data collection is based on a single night but can be spread out over multiple nights. HOPE 2026 will be Tuesday, January 27th. We will notify you if HOPE is postponed due to bad weather. The rain date for HOPE 2026 is Tuesday, February 3rd. Canvassing will start after shelter curfew between 11 p.m. and 12 a.m. and will go until 4 a.m. We are using a mobile application to collect surveys, so we ask that you download the application onto your phone prior to the first night of HOPE. The application is available from your phone's App Store, the Play Store for Android users, and the App Store for iPhone users. The application can be found by searching NYC HOPE Survey. Note: if you've previously downloaded the HOPE app, you can update the app in your App Store. Teams will generally consist of 2 people. You'll be notified of your team assignment before HOPE starts. You will be informed by your supervisor of your meetup location, or you will need to coordinate a meeting spot with your teammates so you'll know where to go on the night of HOPE. Each team will be responsible for canvassing areas, streets, and/or subways, and will utilize the mobile app to conduct surveys. Each team member should download the app and log in so you can take turns conducting surveys. This also ensures you have a backup phone in case someone's phone stops working. The mobile application should be used whenever possible as it has the most up-to-date information, including areas you need to survey and areas that require NYPD or Parks escorts. In the unlikely event you have trouble with the app, please notify your supervisor or HOPE contact and use the backup forms provided. Let's start by reviewing how to conduct the HOPE survey. Teams will start canvassing at 11 p.m. You will generally stop surveying when your team completes canvassing all assigned areas or at 4 a.m., whichever comes first. It is important to let your supervisor know if you don't think you'll be able to complete all your areas before 4 a.m., so those areas can be assigned to other teams. If you finish early, you may be assigned additional areas to help out other teams. In some cases, it may also be possible to keep surveying past 4 a.m. Surface areas, such as public sidewalks and parks, and subway areas. A subway area includes all stairwells, mezzanine, and platforms, but not the trains themselves. A team might only have surface areas, subway areas, or a mix of both. A listing of your team's assigned areas and maps are available on the mobile application. Maps of all areas, including surface or subway areas, are also available online at nyc.gov/hope. Plan the order in which you'll canvass your assigned areas with your team before you get started, as we'll discuss later. Cover any areas requiring NYPD or Parks escorts first. When beginning an area, each team member should tap on the area in the app and click Start Area. Confirm that you are all in the same area. We will cover how to use the app later in this training. Do not enter or survey people in private establishments or property, like 24-hour restaurants, ATM vestibules, or parking garages. These areas are not included on our HOPE survey. Canvass your assigned survey areas and fill out a survey for every person you believe to be street homeless. Use your judgment, but if you are not sure if someone is unsheltered, it's better to complete a survey for them. If you're canvassing on the first night of HOPE, you can fill out the survey based on your observations. If you're canvassing on any subsequent nights, you must ask people where they were sleeping on the first night of HOPE, if they are awake. If they are sleeping or refuse to answer, complete the survey based on your observations. Remember, the goal of HOPE is to estimate the number of people sleeping on the streets on a single night of January. That's why it's important to use the first night of HOPE as a reference point. There is one exception to waking someone, and that is if there's a code blue in effect. A code blue is when the temperature is below 32 degrees, and it is too cold for anyone to stay outside safely. Your supervisor will tell you if a code blue is in effect before you are deployed. Follow your organization's protocol if a code blue is in effect. If you encounter an individual who does not speak English, feel free to use your own language skills to conduct the survey. We will also share translation resources. If you have encountered an individual who does not have a place to spend the night and they are willing to come into shelter, you can offer them transportation to a DHS shelter intake or a drop-in center, as well as provide them with a palm card with information about the other services that are available. You may encounter few or no individuals who are unsheltered. That's okay. The absence of unsheltered individuals is also important information for us to collect. Some of your areas may require an NYPD or Parks escort. This is indicated with icons on the summary page in the app. Some of your areas may not require an escort. Try to cover areas needing an escort first, then cover remaining areas. You may have to travel separately from your escorts between areas, but then walk areas with your escorts. Escorts are there to guide and/or protect you, but not to approach or survey individuals. If there is any confusion about how to approach canvassing with escorts, contact your supervisor. Safety is the priority of a successful HOPE. Do not canvass an area or approach individuals if you do not feel safe in doing so. If this happens, contact your DC and try to work together to make sure everyone gets home safely. Finally, always stay with your teammates. Plan your routes before you get started. Pick a start and end point, and decide what order you want to cover your areas. If you have police or parks, escort, cover those areas first. Make sure to walk your assigned survey area completely only once. Cover all public spaces in your survey area, like parks or plazas. Walk anywhere within the area that is pedestrian accessible, like a laneway or playground, or under overpasses and on walkable bridge paths. Don't climb fences, or walk on the side of a highway, or go anywhere that is not meant for pedestrians. In some cases, you may discover that one of your areas or a large part of your area is not accessible to pedestrians. For example, an area may be fenced off, on private property, or a construction site. If this happens, canvass the perimeter of the area and any part of the area you can access on foot. Be sure to survey both sides of the street in an area. However, if you are surveying a street on the edge of your area, only survey the side of the street inside your area. The sidewalk on the other side of the street may be part of another team's area. Zoom in on the mobile application to determine if it's an edge. If you're unsure, reach out to your supervisor for clarification. If there is a subway station in your area, but that station is not listed as one of your assigned areas, do not survey the subway station. If you are assigned to go into a subway area, the station name and train lines you should cover are in the app. Subways are designated by a train icon and the area name starts with the letter T. Teams should start the subway area in the app before they go underground. Surveys can be submitted when offline, but only if the area has been started, in progress. The MTA station agent might let you in if you inform them you are canvassing for the HOPE survey. Otherwise, use the Metro cards we provide. Begin by walking to one end of the assigned platforms before you start surveying, and then survey as you work your way to the other end of the platform. Walk the length of the platforms in both directions only once, and do not go into subway cars. Make sure to administer the survey only to individuals who are stationary and/or do not appear to be boarding or exiting a train. If the platform is filled with people waiting for a train, let a train come into the station. Wait a moment after the train leaves the station, and then administer the survey to those who remain. In addition, survey everyone in the station, including all entrances and exits. The subway area starts at the first step down into the station. Do not survey MTA employees. There will be other teams surveying people on the subway cars, so don't worry about missing people who are on the trains riding through your stations. Remember, you only need to survey people whom you think are street homeless. If you're canvassing on the first night of HOPE, you can complete the survey based on your observations. For all other nights, try to complete the survey by asking the survey questions which ask where the person was sleeping on the first night of HOPE. Once you have been assigned a team, you should launch the mobile application. Enter your email into the app to log in. This should be the same email you used to register for HOPE. There is no password required. If you have trouble logging in, ask your HOPE administrator to check the dashboard and see what email they have for you. Use that email even if it is misspelled. All members of your team can use the application simultaneously on their phones. However, only one member of the team should survey each person. A screen displays a map with your assigned areas, which are identified by numbers or subway icons. The application zooms to your current location. If you are looking at the app before arriving to one of your assigned areas, you will need to drag the map to where you will be surveying in order to see your areas. The three dots in the upper right-hand corner allow you to refresh or log out from the application. The refresh button is used if you have lost connectivity and need to display information you have entered in the application. This can happen if you have entered a subway and lost connectivity, or if you've been assigned a new area or had an area removed. The app does work offline and will send the information when it reconnects. Tap Cancel to return to the map. In the upper left-hand corner, you will see your team's number. Click your team's number to see a listing of your team members and their contact information. Tap the back arrow to return to the map view. The checkmark icon displays a summary screen of your survey areas. This will only be available when there are no areas in progress for each survey area. You see the number of homeless, non-homeless, and decoy surveys you submitted. You will also see if an area requires a car, police, or parks escorts. Tap Team Summary to see a list of team members. Tap the back arrow. Tap Home to return to the map view. To see the status legend for your survey area, click the icon. The status legend appears. Area icons and text are color-coded. A gray area means not started. A yellow area is in progress on this device. A blue area is in progress on other devices, and a green area is complete. Tap the X to close the status legend. Great! Now that we have reviewed the basic navigational elements of the mobile application, we will take a closer look at how you will use the application during the survey. To begin, there are two types of areas that you may have to survey: Surface areas and subway areas. The subway areas are designated by a train icon. The above-ground areas are outlined in gray and include a map area and number. When you tap a train icon, the area number displays along with the station name and subway lines servicing the station. You will only see the train icon if you have a subway area assigned to your team. When you tap a surface area, it shades in gray to display the outside boundary as well as the area number. The tap action will activate the Start Area button in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. We will talk more about that in a moment. One of the advantages to using the mobile application is that DCs and HOPE administrators can watch your progress and the information you collect in real time. This allows us to be more proactive in supporting you during the survey and offer additional help if it looks like you may not cover all your areas before 4 a.m. Before you start, all your areas will be gray, not started. Once you start surveying an area, the area's highlight color will change to yellow, or in progress. If a teammate has an area in progress, yellow, on their phone, and you do not have it in progress on your phone, it will appear blue to you. This occurs when a teammate clicks Start Area before you do. Once you click Start Area, it will be yellow for you as well. When every team member marks an area as finished, the area will turn green. When you decide which areas you want to survey, tap the surface area map or train icon. Everyone using the app needs to tap the area you wish to start. Tap the Start Area button in the upper right-hand corner of the app. The area map turns yellow, indicating it is in progress on your phone. As mentioned, if another team may click Start Area before you, the area will appear blue, or in progress, on someone else's phone. But once you start it, it will be yellow for you as well. It is important that team leads should ensure everyone taps Start Area for the same area. You will notice that the area map ID shows the status of in progress. The Start Area button has changed to Finish Area. A new button has appeared on the bottom of the screen, Start Survey. Remember, you can zoom in on your survey area to better see the map on your phone. If you are surveying a subway area, start the area before heading below ground. The app will record any surveys, even if your device is offline. Surveys will be automatically uploaded once connectivity is re-established. When you encounter someone in the area, only one person on your team should start a survey. The area has to be in progress before you can start a survey. The first question of the survey displays: will you be asking this person questions or observing? We will be covering the survey content soon, but first you will notice that there is a cancel option, which can be used if you tap Start Survey in error. Second, the Submit button is not active, as you have not completed the required survey questions. To reduce the number of questions that you will see, we are using skip logic. This means that you will only see the questions required based upon the previous question you answered. For example, for the question, will you be asking this person questions or just observing? If we tap the answer, observing, the survey jumps to question number 5. If we then tap no for question number 5, is this person street homeless? The Submit button turns blue, or active, as there are no more required questions. Tapping Submit displays two options: start new survey in the same area, or return home. If you tap Start New Survey in the same area, a new survey will appear. If you tap Return Home, it will bring you back to the map view, where you can either finish the area, meaning you were done surveying the area, or you can start a new survey in the same area you've been canvassing from the map page. You've just seen how to submit a survey. During the survey, you'll be asking questions or making observations based upon the information presented in the mobile application. The application will prompt you to the next required question until the Submit button becomes active. When the team is done canvassing an area, all team members using the app must select Finish Area. A pop-up window displays the number of surveys submitted and a request to confirm that you have finished the area. You have the option to select No and continue surveying the area, or Yes to finish. If the number of surveys submitted does not reflect the actual amount submitted, you can still click Yes. In this situation, you would use the checkmark icon we discussed earlier to get a detailed view of surveys submitted. You can then make any necessary changes. We will explain how to make changes later in this video. The team lead should verify that the final status is green, meaning that everyone has finished the area. If that is not done, the area will appear in progress when viewed by your DC. It is important to tap the checkmark icon and review the summary of surveys after each area is completed, even if the number on the previous summary screen appears to be correct. Note: you won't be able to select the checkmark icon until the area is in a finished status. If a survey was entered in error or a correction is required, click the area name to view the surveys your team completed. From this screen, you can edit or delete a survey. The screen prompts for both of these processes are straightforward. Tapping Edit opens the submitted survey. Tapping Delete displays an "Are you sure?" confirmation screen that requires a yes or no response. If a survey was submitted in the right area, but you need to change some of the information, open the survey and make the necessary edit. If the survey was submitted in the wrong area, you must delete the survey and enter a new one in the correct area. Note: below ground in offline mode, the survey is not synced with the server. You will not be able to edit and processing will be displayed instead of Delete Survey. If your app is not recording surveys accurately, make sure you have a connection and tap Refresh on the home screen. If you still have trouble, contact your DC to troubleshoot before continuing to the next area. You may need to use backup surveys instead of the app. Please cover your areas one at a time. That way you don't have to keep clicking Finish Area and Start Area over and over. Finished survey areas can be reopened if you realized you skipped part of an area. It is important for Estimate to make sure you're recording people in the correct area. The survey is really short, only 8 questions. Some of the questions are just based on your observation, and others are what you should ask the person you are surveying. Each question is preceded by an icon to let you know whether it's an observation, something you observe, or an interactive question. These questions are programmed into your app and have skip logic based on your selections. You will have paper backup copies with all the questions. If it is extreme weather on that first night or any other night, please approach people to make sure they are okay. Let's go through the questions. Remember that some questions may be skipped based on certain responses. Question 1. The first question to appear in the app is, will you be asking this person questions or just observing? For the first night of hope, outreach staff can just use observation and submit surveys for those individuals they deem street homeless. For subsequent nights, you must approach people who appear street homeless and ask individuals the survey questions in order to refer back to the first night of hope. There is some text provided to introduce yourself. If an individual is asleep on subsequent nights, you may also select Observe and just record your observations. If you are asking the person questions, the app will prompt you to ask question 2. May I ask you just a few questions? If they say no, that's fine. You can still record some information about them. If they say yes, then you will ask question 3. Did someone ask you about your housing situation on the night of January 27th? This question helps us determine if they have already been surveyed by another HOPE canvasser the night of HOPE. If they have, the survey will end. Then you will ask question 4. Where did you sleep on January 27th? Answers are grouped into 3 categories of locations: sheltered, unsheltered, and unknown, or no response. Read through these on the paper survey copy provided so that you can record responses easily. If you are observing or not able to ask the relevant questions, you will need to answer question 5. The 5th question is the most important. It is asking you, the surveyor, to make a judgment on whether the person is street homeless. If someone is homeless but staying in a shelter, they should not be marked as street homeless as they will be counted separately in the shelter count. This question will automatically be recorded as street homeless if the person responded in question 4 that they are sleeping in an unsheltered location. Questions 6, 7, and 8 are only for people who are street homeless. For question 6, ask their age. If you are observing, make your best guess. Question 7. Do not ask out loud, but mark their gender as you perceive it. Finally, question 8 is also not asked out loud. Simply mark their race as you perceive it. After completing all the questions in the survey, there will be one last question which asks you if the person wants to be brought inside. If they do, please indicate yes. Submit your survey and then call your supervisor to notify them of the transportation request. If not, please indicate no and submit your survey. We will conduct all end-of-night paperwork virtually, either by phone or via an online survey. Each team lead is required to call their supervisor or HOPE administrator when they are done canvassing, or at 4 a.m. Your supervisor will ask you a series of questions. Did you cover all your areas? Then they will ask you to confirm the number of people you surveyed who are unsheltered for each of your assigned areas. You will use the checkmark icon on the map to display your survey results. If there are discrepancies in what is recorded in the app and what the real numbers should be, you will need to explain why or work with your supervisor to correct the information in the app. Finally, let your supervisor know if you had to use backup surveys. You will need to take a picture of any completed paper surveys and email them to hope@dss.nyc.gov. The link to the survey is included in your materials. If you are unable to contact your supervisor for some reason, you can complete the online form. These are the same questions your supervisors are asking over the phone: whether all areas were covered, are there any mistakes, etc. It will be easiest if one person opens the checkout survey on their phone and one person uses the checkmark icon in the app to display the survey results. Make sure your contact information is correct, because someone from the HOPE team may get in touch with you to confirm details. Text your supervisor or HOPE contact to let them know that you filled out the SurveyMonkey to make the end-of-the-night process faster and easier. Review your summary tab in the app as you complete each area and make any corrections required. It'll help you get home quicker. In addition to this training, we will provide handouts either electronically or in paper packets ahead of HOPE. In case you need a quick refresher, the materials will include instructions for downloading the app and how to navigate through areas. Thank you again for participating in HOPE this year. This is important and valuable work, and we couldn't do it without you. If you have any questions about this training or HOPE in general, please email hope@dss.nyc.gov or call 646-854-8992 or go to nyc.gov/hope.